I am the law in this town, and I can promise you.
She was all shaken up, crying, said she was just threatened by a police officer. So I was like, let me look at the cameras. And I look at the cameras, and sure enough, she was threatened, and so was I, and my wife, and my family, and every employee that worked for me at that store.
Imagine that you're a business owner in a small town in Arkansas. This local cop comes in, he confronts your employee, and he starts making all sorts of threats. You've never met him before, you don't know who he is, but apparently he heard some rumor about himself. So he comes in there, and now he's saying that he is the law in this town, and he has all sorts of law enforcement friends, and he's going to cause you some real problems.
I am very, very close friends. ATF, DTF, but if I hear my name brought up like that again, I will have this place raided upon like you would not believe. And I'll promise you, that owner, he better watch his P's and Q's that everybody works here. Because y'all is in the radar now. Don't
Man, it bothered me because I know if the shoe was on the other foot, I would be going to jail, and just because he has a badge, don't make him be able to break the law.
And it's crazy that this cop was so overly confident that he said, if you have a problem with me, go complain to my chief at the police department.
If there's ever a complaint about me as a person, Nathan Jones, that works for Dover Police Department, y'all go down there and y'all complain to the chief as respect for me and his town.
I guess he didn't even think about the fact that there were cameras in the store, and that's exactly what the owner did. He went and complained. But the crazy thing is they said they would need a week to look into it. The store owner gets nervous. He releases the footage on social media and gives it to the TV news stations. All of a sudden, a week wasn't necessary. Boom, the guy gets fired.
On Wednesday afternoon, Jones was dismissed from the Dover Police Department.
But we all know what happens next, don't we? So I sent them an email asking, they're going after his accreditation, right? Right? Credit reporting agency TransUnion suffered a massive data breach in August, exposing sensitive data including names, dates of birth, socials, billing addresses, phone numbers, and email addresses of approximately 4.4 million Americans. The number of data breaches worldwide rises every year. This means that you are at a constantly increasing risk of being caught up in a data breach as your personal information remains exposed online. This is why I highly recommend setting up an account with longtime channel sponsor Incogni. Incogni tracks down and removes your personal data from multiple sites, including online directories and people search sites. The process is fully automated, so it continuously operates in the background, removing your personal data from those sites. I've been using Incogni for several years now, and as of today, they have located my private information in 840 different places. But I also love their custom removal feature available in the Unlimited plan and the Family Unlimited plan, allowing you to take down your personal information almost anywhere that you find it online. So check out Incogni using the link below, or go to incogni.com/civil and use code CIVIL to get an exclusive 60% off just for my audience. Once again, that's incogni.com/civil for 60% off with code CIVIL. Now let's get back to the video. When did this happen? What was the date that this occurred?
It happened on Sunday. I believe it was the 28th of September.
What was the first that you heard that something had happened in your Dover, Arkansas store?
Hey, so at about 4:30 p.m. on Sunday afternoon, I get a phone call from my one of my employees, a woman, and she was all shaken up, crying, said she was just threatened by a police officer. So I was like, let me look at the cameras, and I look at the cameras, and sure enough, she was threatened, and so was I, and my wife, and my family, and every employee that worked for me at that store. We're on the radar, and they were going to have us raided by the DTF and ATF. All over hearsay, I guess he heard that a employee had took a picture of him, and I guess it made him irate.
You know who I am? You ever seen me before?
Not that I can remember.
Well, I'm going to let it be clear to you and everyone else that works here, Kelly, and the owner too.
Jamie.
I am the law in this town, and I can promise you, if I hear my name brought up in any conversation, or if I get a rumor.
About meth pipes?
About meth pipes or old iron pipes, if I hear that one more time, I am very, very close friends. ATF,
I know you
ETF.
are. So where's the mix-up?
No, I'm just, with the mix-up, I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
You make this clear to everybody that works here, including the owner and Kelly, whoever else.
Okay.
Whoever else works here. I don't know. I've never stepped foot here till now. I've been here twice in probably 4 years. But if I hear my name brought up like that again, I will have this place raided upon like you would not believe. I promise you that. I don't tolerate that shit. I don't buy meth pipes, never have, never will. And if I let my chief know that I come in here, because I'm going to let him know. If there's ever a complaint about me as a person, Nathan Jones, that works for Dover Police Department, y'all go down there and y'all complain to the chief as respect for me and this town. But when I get told that out in public and people taking pictures of me like I'm out here buying pipes and I don't tolerate that. I'm not happy about it, and I can promise you, it better stop. Because I've never blocked one thing from this place. And I promise you, y'all are with the wrong person. I'm just letting you know. You let everybody else know. And I'll promise you, that owner, he better watch his P's and Q's that everybody works here. Because y'all is in the radar now. Don't.
Before seeing that, had you ever met that police officer before, or did you know who he was?
No, sir. I never met him a day in my life.
After you played back this footage, how did that make you feel?
Oh, man, it gave me the chills. It gave me the chills because for him to threaten like that when there's nothing going on and no probable cause, and man, it bothered me because I know if the shoe was on the other foot, I would be going to jail, you know, and just because he has a badge don't make him be able to break the law, you know.
Did you ever find out what he was so upset about?
So it was a hearsay. Somebody had told him they seen a message or something. One of our employees said he bought a pipe from our store or some sort of something like that. It was hearsay. He say, she say. Somebody said you sent somebody a message, and it made him that mad.
After you saw this, it upset you. What did you do?
So first thing I did is I contacted my attorney. Second thing I did is I contacted the mayor of Dover, Arkansas, and then I tried to contact the sheriff. I still haven't heard back from him.
What was the mayor's reaction?
They told me let them look into it and they'll handle it, give them a week. But in my defense, if I broke the law, I'm not given a week. You know, if I broke the law, I'm going to jail right then, right? Especially if I'm right there and there's proof. So my thing was, hey, man, I want this guy arrested. You know, he just did terroristic threats. If I did that, I would get a gang enhancement or some other stuff and I'd be locked up, you know, and it's no different than him doing it.
Okay. And who else did you talk to?
So I went and filled out a statement. I dropped it off with the Arkansas State Police. Then I went to the sheriff's department and I tried to talk to the chief. I still haven't talked to him yet. I'm waiting for his call.
So the sheriff's department blew you off completely?
Yes, sir.
You had a physical meeting with the mayor and the chief of the marshal's office?
Yes, sir.
How long after the incident did that occur?
2 days. They told me that they were going to take care of it, give them some time, give them till Monday.
So have you heard from them since?
No, sir.
I suppose you did see in the news that there was some action by the Dover marshal's office.
Oh, yeah. So I did. Okay, let me correct myself. I did hear that. So I did get a message from the mayor that they terminated him and that he's no longer on the force. But see, I want more done. I want him arrested because if it was me or any other civilian, they would be arrested. And he has no right to do that and shake up my employees and my business and threaten me and my family.
What was their response to you asking them to have this guy prosecuted?
They're giving me the runaround. They're giving me the runaround. That's what's happening.
Has anything happened since then?
No, sir.
So after the guy was fired, you haven't heard anything else?
No, sir.
Are you still worried that there could be some sort of repercussions against you or retaliation against you for coming forward?
Oh, yes, for sure. For
Why is
sure.
that?
Especially after this week, man, of me trying to turn in papers and trying to get things documented, and them not wanting to document it, and it scares me that I feel like I opened a can of worms, and I feel like I'm gonna have a target on my back, and I feel like all my employees are gonna have a target on my back, and they're already scared to even come to work. They don't even want to come to work because they feel like they have a target on their back already. It's a very stressful. I haven't been getting much sleep lately. My wife hasn't been getting much sleep lately. My employees are stressed out. Like it's a battle you don't want. It's a battle that nobody wants, and it's a battle that nobody wants to defend somebody that's right over the law. Because even though they're breaking the law, they still are the law, and think that some of them, not all of them, some of them think they could just do what they want.
When did the video footage first get out there?
Uh,
Was it on the news or was it on social media?
So I believe the day I talked to the mayor, and he told me to give him a week. I called my attorney, and then my attorney told me to call Channel 7 News, and so I called Channel 7 News and Channel 11 News. After I called them, I ended up posting the video on Facebook, and then it went viral on Facebook, and then it went viral, and I posted it on TikTok, and then it went viral on TikTok, and then the news came, and it's viral on the news too.
Okay, so you first met with the mayor. He said, "Give me a week." You're sort of scared at that
Yeah.
point,
Yes, sir.
and you decide to make the footage public. And then it sounds like only after you did that and people saw the footage and they got outraged at it, then all of a sudden the mayor didn't need a week and the guy gets fired.
Yes, sir.
That's usually how it works. I think you did well protecting yourself by getting that footage out there as quickly as possible. Do you have any future intentions to do anything else about this? Pursue a lawsuit, anything like that?
Man, I just want what's right's right, man. The guy needs to go to jail. If I did it, like I said, if I did it, I'd be in jail. I love my city. I love Dover, so I wouldn't sue Dover, man. I wouldn't. I just want them to do what's right. That's it.
Is there anything that people can do to help at this point?
Just try to get the video out there, man, because I'm really scared for my family. Like something's gonna happen to us, just because we put it out there like we did.
I appreciate you talking to me, and I think you did the right thing by getting the footage out there. Stay in touch. Let me know, if anything happens, if there is any retaliation, especially any threats made against you, anything like that. So if there are any updates, please let me know.
I will do, man, and thank you for interviewing me.
So only after the owner of 479 Smoke Shop makes this video footage available to the public for them to see, only then, it sounds like, does this police officer, Nathan Jones, get fired. And he gets fired immediately, and the Dover Marshal's Office issues a press release, October 1st, 2025. Here it is. The Dover Marshal's Office is committed to upholding the highest standards of professionalism, integrity, and service to our community. Recently, we were made aware of an incident in which a part-time patrol officer, while off-duty, entered a local Dover business and made statements to an employee that did not reflect the mission, values, or professional standards of this department. To be clear, we at DMO believe the remarks made were contrary to the Dover Marshal's Office's commitment to fair and impartial enforcement of the law and to the principles of professionalism we expect from every member of our team. After reviewing the recorded incident, the matter was addressed and the officer has been relieved of duty. We want to reassure the citizens of Dover that this department does not and will not engage in the targeting of individuals, nor do we conspire with other law enforcement agencies to do so. Investigations conducted by Dover Marshals always begin with a reported or discovered crime, never with an individual. The Dover Marshal's Office remains steadfast in its mission to protect protect public safety, serve our community with integrity, and maintain the trust placed in us by the citizens of Dover. And since there was a media contact listed with an email address, I emailed them to ask the obvious question. We all know what happens. The guy gets fired, and then he goes the next county over or the next town over, and he quietly pops back up there. Well, that was a couple days ago that I sent that email, and did I receive a response? No. I received no response from them, even though they solicited media requests, which I take that to mean that they did not take any additional action in regards to this guy. We just recently saw this, I think it was in Texas.
What in the world did I do? Why did you take off from that stop? I stopped. Why did you take off from this stop? Well, you better give me a good reason right now. I don't know.
The guy pops up the next county over. Okay, so of course, I was mistaken. The video from a little over a month ago was actually from Arkansas, not Texas. And that's the situation where I had called that sheriff's department and actually spoke to the sheriff. And I thanked him for taking quick, decisive action on that guy who had abused that elderly man who had been suffering from dementia. But what I did not know at the time, in reality, what that sheriff had done is, yeah, he fired that guy, but then he was on board with the guy getting hired like the next county over. And I believe he acknowledged to them that he was a good cop, but for political reasons, basically he had to let him go. And that's the common thing that happens all the time. And so I was researching when I was making that video that in Arkansas, they have this Commission on Law Enforcement Standards and Training, CLEST, and they established the minimum standards for employment and continued employment, including minimum standards of education, physical, emotional, intellectual, and moral fitness for law enforcement officers in the state of Arkansas. And the guy who was the director of that, Chris Chapman. So I had attempted to email Chris Chapman about the case from a month ago, and of course, got no response from him either. This seems to be a common, reoccurring theme in Arkansas, where bad cops get fired and these guys do nothing, allow them to pop up somewhere else. Clearly here we have a law enforcement officer who does not need to ever work as a law enforcement officer again. He was caught on video violating the trust that was placed in him, the authority, the discretion that was placed in him. He is not trustworthy. He is not trustworthy to ever be placed with that responsibility ever again. And I really don't see how anyone can argue with that. That's why he was fired. Though I don't think he would have been fired but for the fact that the store owner captured video footage. You know, for those of you in Arkansas, people ask me, well, what can I do? This is what needs to be done. These useless government agencies full of these useless leech bureaucrats who aren't doing their job. They're protecting bad cops instead of getting rid of them. They're not doing their job. And this is a government of the people, by the people, for the people. If they're not going to do their job, let's get rid of them. You can also help by sharing this footage, liking, commenting, sharing. That gets the algorithm going, and they will put this video in more and more people's feeds who would not otherwise see it. And the more people who see it, the more likely it is that there will be some sort of accountability here. If I hear anything else, I'll let you know. You can follow along by subscribing here and at the blog at thecivilrightslawyer.com. You can follow me on X at JohnBryanESQ. Remember, our rights don't end where your fear begins. Freedom is scary. Deal with it.